You know, my name is Mr. Steak, so it stands to order that I would love steak, and I really do. Do I love fish? Well, not really, but I do love steak. Vegetables, I'll take them or leave them. Throw them on the side, and I'd be happy to have some. But steak, I love steak. And I've made sure that what we're offering with Mr. Steak is really high quality. I spent a lifetime eating steak and learning about it, going to the greatest steakhouses of America. And when time came for me to enlist in the United States Army, and they asked me, did I want to be a clerk, a drill sergeant, or a cook? It didn't take me too long to say, I want to be a cook. Look at these steaks. Over here, a gorgeous New York strip, fillets, porterhouse, cowboy, bone-in New York, all kinds of fantastic steaks. We offer them prime. They cost a fraction of what it would at a steakhouse, and it's delivered to your door in a few days. And you'll get way better quality than you'll get at a grocery store, and you'll save money from some of the other companies that are frankly very good, but just cost a lot more than Mr. Steak. All our steaks come from an area of Nebraska known as the Napa Valley of beef. This is a really great opportunity for everyone at home to sample some of the best steaks that you're ever going to have. This is the same place that sends steaks to the finest steakhouses in America, and probably the first time that you're going to be able to get this delivered directly to your home. All our steaks are pasture raised and finished in grain and corn. They're very buttery. They have this wonderful flavor that probably you've never tasted before unless you've been to a fine steakhouse. Frankly, I never had it other than in the steakhouse until I created Mr. Steak. All the products coming from Mr. Steak are USDA graded. You may not know it, but one of the major suppliers, if not the largest supplier of steaks in the United States, does not grade their beef. You may get a box that has 10 different kinds of steak in it. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, but none of it is graded. And we don't do that at Mr. Steak. It's either prime or it's choice. Most of it is prime, but if you want choice, we offer that as well. But at least you know when you order from Mr. Steak, you're getting something that is graded. People have asked me what motivated me to start Mr. Steak. And there's a lot of answers to that. I was always interested and always loved grilling and steaks. My father was a master griller. He had 2 or 3 different grills. He had parties with 40 or 50 people over. He became famous with his friends and family for making incredible ribs and steaks. I was allowed to carry a tray from the kitchen to the patio for close to 40 years before he actually let me do any grilling. But on the side at my own house, I did some grilling, and I tried to emulate what my father did. I have to say, I've tried my entire life to be as good as he was. And you know, maybe, as my mother says, you know, you're pretty much just like your father, and that's fine with me. Take a look at this. Have you ever seen a more beautiful steak? I know that I might get over-enthusiastic about it occasionally, but I am Mr. Steak. And if I can't get enthusiastic about steak, what am I going to get enthusiastic about? You know, one of the reasons why I created this brand and bringing out these meats is because I wanted to share the great steaks that I have with people in Middle America. If you don't live in a big city, it's pretty hard to get a prime steak. You can always go into Chicago or Kansas City or Cleveland or any major city and get yourself a really good steak in a prime steakhouse. But not everybody lives near a prime steakhouse, and not everybody wants to spend $100 to $125 to have a steak dinner. With these steaks, you can order them online through Mr. Steak and Bass Pro. Get a prime steak at home for a fraction of the cost, and I guarantee you these steaks will be just as good as any steakhouse that you're going to go to, because these are literally the same steaks that are sold to steakhouses. We cut out the middleman, and you benefit by having a great steak at a reduced price.